Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Hot Wheels Batman and Robin Batmobile. Spot just had a look at the Batman Forever Batmobile and thought it was fitting to have the next review as the Batman and Robin Batmobile. Say what you want about the movie, it wasn't the greatest of movies. I didn't actually mind this Batmobile all that much. It was an interesting design. I like the open cockpit area. It was very interesting. I think that's the best way to sum it up. Very, very interesting. Package-wise, it's pretty much the same packaging as what we saw with the other ones. Looks like Hot Wheels is kind of keeping this rock-faced, could be like where the actual Bat Cave could be, but I have this rock-faced back card. And then you've got the logo specific to whatever release the Batmobile is based from. In this case, you've got the Batman and Robin logo up at the top there. Spin around the back of the package, no read-up, sadly. I wish they had included some little stats about the actual vehicle or the movie that it's based from. Instead, it just says Batman and Robin Batmobile based on the Batman films. That's it. And not even really so much Batman films because, of course, you've got the 1980s comic Batmobile that we're going to be having a look at as well. Other vehicles, there is the Bat from Batman, from The Dark Knight Rises. There's the Tumbler, also from Dark Knight Rises or really Dark Knight. The 1980s comic Batmobile, and the Batman and Robin Batmobile. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Batman and Robin Batmobile. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's get a better look at the Batmobile from Batman and Robin. A nice looking Batmobile, I have to admit. Again, whether you like the movie or not, I have to admit the design of the Batmobile is pretty cool. The one thing, unfortunately, is kind of the same problem I had with the Batman Forever Batmobile, is the Batmobile has so many lights and stuff that light up during the movie, and the actual vehicle itself doesn't have any of that. It has some chrome on the tires. It does have a more matted silver thruster on the back there. But it's so devoid of any sort of paint, which is one thing that could have really made this Batmobile pop. Instead, everything that is a light-up option on the Batmobile is swapped out instead for chrome. The interior wouldn't bother me so much if it's chrome, but I wish that they had other stuff on there as well. Some other notable things about this particular film Batmobile is the front spikes. Sticking out from the front. And then, of course, the big, giant bat emblem that is open where you can see the turbining inside, or the actual turbine engine. Just wish it had some color. I just wish it had some paint or something to it to make it stand out. As a comparison as to the other one that we had to look at, bringing in the Batman Forever Batmobile, at least I can say that they are the same scale to one another. Though, as you will see when I bring out the other Batmobiles, these are still way too big versus some of the other releases that we've seen. Something to also note is that this Batmobile feels heavy. It does have weight to it. This has no weight to it. By comparison, like, this just feels so much lighter than this Batmobile here. Two really good designs. Varying, yes, from one another. This really looks kind of like... It kind of went back to the old 89 design, where you had a much larger front, and then the cockpit was further back by the wings of the Batmobile. Looks a lot like the animated series treatment as well. Of course, instead of the blades on the front, the animated had the more flat grille. But some scale comparisons. There is the Batman and Robin Batmobile. We've already had a look at the Batman Forever Batmobile. And some other notable inclusions. There is the Batman Returns Batmobile, way too small, unfortunately. Way too small. There's the Batman and Robin Batmobile. We're kind of doing it by, I guess, sizing here. We'll just move these over. And then we've also got the Tumbler. Not in sequence to how they appear in the movies. Tumbler should be obviously further down there. But that's roughly about how they scale out to one another. The Batman and Robin, Batman v Superman Batmobile, is by far the smallest. It just looks way too out of place versus the larger ones. Those are the two nitpicks that I can make about this line. A, A, let's move these out of the way. That's not what the A was for. A, I wish that they were smaller. That's a big one for me. I wish that these were smaller so that they fit in properly with the other Batmobiles. And B, I wish that they had some coloring as opposed to just defaulting always to chrome. Both Batmobiles are notorious now for this, defaulting to chrome instead of incorporating some of the really vibrant colors of the light up that are appearing in the movie, not so much in the Batmobile. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the Hot Wheels Batman and Robin Batmobile. Not a great movie, pretty cool looking Batmobile though. And I don't know, maybe they have, whether Hot Wheels has released a Mr. Freeze and the actual, whatever you want to call it, van that he drives in the movie. I'd be tempted to pick that up as well. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your ways. We're also going to have a look at some more Batmobiles, so stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.